This is not your regular Bubu Kaftan gown. The flay, the fit and the front zip detail completely changed the look. Let me show you exactly how I made this from start to finish. Let's get started. So this calculation is very important, so pay close attention. We are going to calculate for the half circle flay first of all, which we are going to cut first. So the full length of the gown is 59 and the half cut length is 17. So we are going to subtract the upper part from the down part, which is 59 minus 17, which will give us 42 inches. So this 42 inches becomes the full length of the flay we are cutting. Now, we are going to calculate the circumference of the true waist, which is 34. Remember, it is a free gown. So 34, we added 4 inches to the circumference, which gave us 41 inches. So 41 divided by 3.14 is going to give us 13 inches without seam allowance, okay? So now we are going to calculate the number of inches we are going to fold, which is 13 inches plus 42 inches, which will give us 55 inches, and then we are going to add 2 inches seam allowance to it, which will give us total of 57 inches, okay? So we are going to fold our fabric 57 inches into 2. So I'm going to use this paper to demonstrate. So we have the upper part that I just pointed to be 57 inches. That part I marked. The next other part 57 inches. So we measured 57 inches into 2 and the down part 57 inches. Okay. So 57 inches into 2 and then fold again in an angle manner, which is into 4. Then from the tip where I pointed my pen to the part I'm marking right now is 13 inches, which is the circumference for the true waist. So you are going to mark 13 inches. Then the down part that I am marking right now is going to be 44 inches. Okay, so mark 44 inches. So that down part now becomes 44 inches. So that 44 inches plus the 13 inches will give us total of 57 inches. I hope this explanation is clear. So let's dive into the cutting. So I measured the fabric 57 inches into 2. After folding it into 2, I measured it, I got 57 inches into 2 as I explained earlier. So next I am going to pick this other part that does not have any opening. I will make it in an angle manner, just the way we demonstrated with our paper earlier. So I'm going to arrange it very well. After arranging it very well, I am now going to take the measurement. Okay, so after arranging it, this is how it is looking. So I placed my tape from the starting point and I marked 13 inches. Okay, so continue to mark that 13 inches, which is the circumference of the true waist. Okay, so after marking, I am going to mark 44 inches. The actual length is 42 plus 2 inches seam allowance gave us 44 inches. So I am marking 44 inches. After marking it, I am going to connect the lines. After connecting the lines, I am going to cut it out. Okay, so when you add the 13 inches to the 44 inches, it will give you total of 57 inches. So it is time for us to cut what we have all out. If you are new to this channel, I am Lois Addah. I upload new sewing tutorials every week, so please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our beautiful tutorials. So after cutting, we are going to use the leftover fabric to cut the upper part. So always cut your flay first, and then whatever that is left, you use it to cut the upper part. Okay, so I folded the leftover fabric into 2 first of all, and then I'm going to check what I have folded, if it will be enough for the bust area. So the bust we are working with is 41 inches divided by 4 will give us 10.10 1/4, plus 3 inches will give us 13 1/4. So I had to check it is enough. So I took the true waist length of 18 inches. The actual true waist length is 17 plus 1 inch gave us 18. So we are using this upper part now to mark the full back. So the full back or the shoulder we are working with is 7.5 plus 3/4 inch seam allowance for the sleeve, which gave us 8 1/4. Next, I'm going to take the chest line of 9 inches. After marking 9 inches, I am going to mark 8 1/4 on that chest line because it's what we used for the upper part, which is the shoulder. After marking, I'm going to connect the two lines, okay? So after connecting the two lines, the next thing we are going to do is to take the shoulder slant. So the shoulder slant I marked is 1 inch. You can use 3/4, and then I marked the neck width of 3 inches and took the back neck depth 1.5 inches. I connected it to the neck width and connected it to the shoulder slant as well. Remember, we folded the fabric into two, okay? So I'm going to mark 3 inches at that armhole area and then connect. It is time for me to take the bust circumference, okay? So the bust we are working with is 41 divided by 4, which gave us 10 1/4 plus 3 inches seam allowance. After that, I will go to the true waist. The true waist is 37 divided by 4, and I had to mark 9 1/4 plus 3 inches seam allowance. I added 3 inches seam allowance because it is a free gown, okay? It is going to have a belt. So place your tape at the starting point again and mark the neck depth for the front, okay? So for the neck depth for the front, I marked 8 inches. You can make use of any neck depth of your choice. I'm going to use my pattern master to connect it in a V pattern, okay? Remember, we folded the fabric into two only, so we marked both the front and the back so that after cutting what we have out, we'll be able to use it to place to cut the other panel, okay? So I'm going to cut everything I have marked all out. After that, we are going to fold our fabric again and then cut for the next panel. All right, so after cutting, I'm going to cut the neck width for the back, not for the front first, for the back, because the back has the upper part, okay? So now I have folded the fabric again and I had to place it to cut exactly what we have. So after cutting, we are going to pick one of the panels to use for the front and then use the other for the back panel. So after dropping the neckline, this is what we have. So the next thing we are going to do is to separate one of the panels, okay? And then we are going to use this for the back panel. So to do that, we are going to reduce the length for the back panel because the length for the front and the back panels are not the same. So I had to deduct 1 inch from the back panel, okay, making it 17 inches. So I'm going to use half an inch for the shoulder and half an inch to join the flay. So after that, we are done with the back panel. So we are going to work on the front panel. So for the front panel, we are going to take the neck depth we are working with. So I am going to mark 2 inches first of all from that neck depth we marked earlier. After marking 2 inches, we are going to use our ruler to connect those lines. After connecting the lines, then I'm going to take actual neck depth I am working with. I'm going to work with 8.5. So I'm going to place my tape to cross check. So after cross checking, I'm going to mark the 8.5. So from that 8.5, I am going to connect it again to the neck width. So this is the actual neck depth that I am working with. Connect it all the way to the 2 inches you connected earlier. This is how it is looking. So I am going to cut it all out. After cutting it out, we are done with the front and the back panel. So we are going to cut the sleeve and the belt, okay? So we are done cutting. What we cut out, we are going to use black fabric to replace it, okay? So we are using black crepe fabric to replace it. So now we are going to replace what we have. If you are placing on fold, mark 2.5, but I am marking 5 inches because I did not place it on fold. Okay, so the length of the crepe is 16 inches. I folded it into two, and then I marked 5 inches all the way. So after marking, I am going to cut it out. After cutting this first one out, I am going to place it on the other part again to cut another length. Okay, because the length we are working with is more than 60 inches. So I'll place it again and then cut exactly what I have, 5 inches. Okay, after cutting it out, I am going to put hasty on it, iron it very well. Okay, and then join the two that you have cut. Okay, join it with your sewing machine and then fold it into two, let it have a green line, and then iron it out. So after cutting, we are going to cut the belt we are going to use for the outer part. So fold your fabric into two and then slant it in an A-line manner. Okay, so after cutting, we have the two belts. The length of the belt is 30 inches for one. So next we are going to fold the sleeve and then we are going to mark the sleeve to cut. Fold into two and then fold again, which is into four. So we are going to take the length of the sleeve. I use 13 inches for the sleeve. Okay, so mark your 13 inches and then make a curve at that point all the way down. So the circumference of the sleeve we did not take, but we are going to use an elastic at the down part. So if your sleeve circumference is 7, which is 14, you can add 4 to 5 inches in order for you to fix your elastic. So after that, we are done cutting. Then we have all our panels placed on the table. So we have the front part, which is 2, and then we have the back panel, which is 1, because there is no zipper at the back. We have the zipper at the front. Okay, so we are going to place right side facing each other for each of the panels. So place it just the way I placed mine, and then place the other part, arrange it very well. We are going to use half an inch to join the shoulder. Okay, after joining it, we are going to iron it very well. So this is the sleeve. So we are picking one of the sleeve. We are going to fold it to that white part. Okay, so 1 inch is that white part. We are going to use our sewing machine to sew it all the way down. Then there will be a casing. We'll put our elastic, we'll bring it and show you. So this is the belt we have. Fold it into two and then use half an inch to sew it all the way down to that tip. We are going to bring it and show you. So after joining the full back, this is what we have. Okay, so it is looking very neat. So the next thing is for us to arrange it very well. We equally have the sleeve that we've also fixed our elastic, as you can see. So it is time for us to take the full back measurements. We are working with the full back of 15 inches. So place your tape from that point and mark 15 inches. Check what is left and divide by 2. So we have 3/4, which is 1.5 on both sides. Okay, so mark 3/4 on both sides. After that, go to the down part, arrange your material very well. Okay, just the way I am doing. Then place your tape at that down part just the way I placed mine and check what you have. Then I have 9 inches. I had to mark that point of 9 inches and then connected the sleeve from the shoulder to that armhole area. I am going to do exactly the same for this other part. I'm going to mark 9 inches. Okay, so after marking, I'm going to connect it to the shoulder as well. Okay, so connect it at that point that we use our chalk to mark. That is the exact point we are going to fix our sleeve. So we are going to fix the sleeve at that point. So fold the sleeve into two and get the midpoint. At that midpoint, place it on the shoulder grain line. Okay, and then use your pin to secure it. So I'm going to place it at that point, center to center, and then I'm going to use my pin to secure it. Then I'm going to use my machine to sew it and do the same for the other part. I'll bring it and show you. So we are done sewing it. We have piped the armhole as well. We've also sewn the sides with our sewing machine. Then we also fixed our belt. So next we are going to hold the neckline. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Fold the down part of it into two and then notch the center of the gown. Okay, so notch it. After notching it, open it. After opening it, we are going to fix or join our flay to the down part. Okay, so this is the down part of the flay. So we are going to place the upper part on the flay. Okay, So right side facing each other, center to center. I'm going to use my pin to secure it. After securing it just the way I secured it, that is exactly how I'm going to use my sewing machine to sew it all the way down. After sewing it, this is what it is going to look like. I will pipe it and then I will bring it and show you. So after joining, this is what we have. Okay, so this is the black that we joined earlier. So we measured from the center back to the neck depth, which is 24 inches. So I had to mark it 12 inches from the center to the front. Next, we are going to use a zipper of 24 inches as well. So I had to leave an opening for 24 inches for the zip. So open your zip and then pin your zip to each side of it. So I'm going to use my pin to secure it all the way down to the point where the zipper ends, okay, because the down part we have joined it green line to green line. So after pinning, we are going to use our sewing machine to sew it just the way we pinned it. All right, so next I'm going to use my sewing machine to sew it all the way down just the way I pinned it. After sewing, this is what it is going to look like. So next thing we are going to do is to place it on our gown, okay. So we are going to attach it to the, so it is time for us to place this black fabric on the gown, okay. So place it center to center, the center back of the material, okay, just the way I am showing. So use your pin to secure it. After securing it, use your sewing machine to sew it all the way down, okay, and do the same for this other part. Just the way you secure it, that is exactly how you are going to sew it all the way down. After sewing, we are going to use our crinoline to fold the downside. We'll iron it, our model will wear it. The final look of this gown is so stunning on my client and she loves it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and share, and also subscribe to my channel. Click on the next video on your screen to keep learning with Lois Addah.